is how we do it.
Yeah, that's the cut. Montel Jordan, please don't sue me for using your music. This could be news. I'm your host, Talking Face, and I want to just give a brief little introduction. Before I even start, though, I would like to thank our sponsors, If We'll Go Fashion. If you need the new drip for this fall, this winter, next coming spring, next summer, please go to If We'll Go Fashion at Instagram, and they'll get you covered. Get that ape shit. Let's get started. My name is Talking Face, and I just I just want to talk about this Democratic Party. Now I could get into excruciating excruciating details about their abortion plans or the Green New Deal or just their look at economics period. But I don't want to stay on that because I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes. So bear with me, people. Today I really want to talk about reparations. Every time it is a presidential race, these people speak about reparations. And it upsets me to the point where I had to start this new series to talk about it. It's disgusting. Because the simple fact that the full 8 years that Barack Obama, the first African American president of these here United States, when he was in office, no one spoke about it. But since Trump has been in office, everyone wants to speak about reparations. And it's always the Democratic Party. I just want to give a brief little history of reparations. Reparations was first introduced by General William Timmons Sherman. By General William Sherman. I was trying to say his middle name. It is too difficult for me. But he issued this order in South Carolina. He wanted to give all the slave families 40 acres and a loan of an army mule. But this order was never carried out. After the war, radical Republicans in Congress passed laws requiring confiscation of former Confederate Party property to provide the ex-slaves with their 40 acres and a mule. This was all during Abraham Lincoln's administration, the first Republican president. But after, Lincoln was assassinated, the 17th president, who was also the vice president during Lincoln's administration, Andrew Johnson, he vetoed the act. And guess what? Andrew Johnson was a Democrat. When we speak of reparations, let's just say that we're just speaking of the slavery in the United States, because we could apply reparations worldwide, but that would be almost impossible, especially since the simple fact that in the Middle East, slavery is still going on. So let's just talk about American slavery. If we applied it today, reparations on the low end would cost $17 trillion and on the high end, $51 trillion. Think about that. That's bankrupting the entire country just to appease a small group of people. According to PolitiFact, 7.4% of American families own slaves, with only 10 recorded belonging to the Republican Party. So you believe that it would be right, Democrat nominees, to charge only 7.4% of the families in the United States with a $17 trillion debt? Are we taking reparations from only white people, or are we taking them from people of African descent who own slaves? Like, who does reparations apply to? Let's say, since I'm a black man, that my family owns slaves. Do I pay reparations to myself? And also, does reparations go to newly immigrated black people who's entered this country? It's a couple of questions that need to be answered. Reparations is not a simple subject, especially if we want to get down to the full extent of the conversation, because a lot of people believe that reparations were already applied to us by government assistance, government loans, bank loans, affirmative action, special college scholarships. So a lot of people believe that reparations were already applied. But one major thing that always takes from what black people are owed in this country, which the Democratic Party won't tell you, is illegal immigration. A lot of things that were put in, matter of fact, before I say a lot of things, everything was put into the Constitution, into certain laws to help the black people of this country. Because when America was first established, it was black and white. That was it. But now, because of certain movements in the civil rights movements, certain different groups started popping up that took away from the things that were applied to black people. Groups like the LGBTQ organization, illegal immigration, feminist movement. These things distracted from the certain, how do I say, the certain, just stuff that we was owed. We were owed these things, and now it's changed because we let everybody else in. So if I had a couple questions to the Democratic Party, I would ask them, why didn't the previous administration bring up reparations? Who would pay and receive reparations? And do they believe that we've received any form of reparations? And if so, what is that exclusively to black Americans? So hopefully I kept this under 10 minutes because I know how everybody's attention span is nowadays. But these are things that I just want you to think about. But as always, have a great day. Be safe out here.